Happy Magic Monday. Welcome to another week. Last week I pulled Sekhmet. Be strong. So this card was probably the most perfect card to pull last week, or any time in the past, 6 months because of the pandemic. And it was a particularly good time for me to pull it because where I am in Da Nang, Vietnam, we actually went back into lockdown. So we were in lockdown in April, and then there were no positive cases of COVID in Vietnam, the entire country. Nobody died, not one person. So the lockdown ended in April. And then we were free. We could travel around the country, we could hang out with friends, we could go on excursions. We were super busy, we were always doing things, having so much fun. And then last week, within a matter of a day, they found 2 positive cases in Da Nang and immediately went back into lockdown. We were told we had to go back home, stay inside, everything closed except stores and hospitals, and it was very hard for my mind to grasp what was going on because we were so free. It felt like Vietnam was like the best place to be in the world because nothing was going on with the virus, and then all of a sudden here we are back in lockdown and we're having to cancel all of our plans. We were planning on traveling and it was really, really tough. And so the fact that I pulled Sekhmet, and she represents strength, I needed strength last week. It was really hard, I'm not gonna lie. It was very hard to know that we were gonna be stuck inside for 2-3 weeks, maybe even longer, especially after having that dose of freedom. Last week in my video, I talked about how I was going to focus on not complaining. I think I did a pretty good job given the circumstances. I kept thinking about Sekhmet, trying to build up my mental strength. So yeah, it was definitely a challenge. It is a challenge. I'm literally in lockdown now. I'm finding strength by thinking of hope, trying to find the silver lining, using the time to my advantage, but also honoring my feelings and knowing that this is a challenge and that if I need to cry, it's okay. There's strength in honoring your feelings. I mean, all of a sudden the field outside of our apartment, they started burning all the grass. So it literally was like the first day of lockdown, we're stuck inside, can't go anywhere, can't hang out with anyone, and it's literally burning outside. But the best way to stop the complaints is to instead focus on what you're grateful for. And so I am grateful for this extra time on my hands, being able to kind of relax and not have any obligations and maybe focus on other things that I just haven't had the time for. I'm also extremely grateful for the group of friends that we do have here. Yeah, we can't hang out physically, but there's an amazing app called House Party and we can hang out and play games on this app. I'm also extremely grateful for my boyfriend. You know, I gotta go through this journey with him, and we also have an incredible apartment where we have a rooftop pool so we can kind of escape our apartment, go somewhere else. And we also have a coffee shop down below. All the coffee shops in town are closed, so you can't go anywhere. But where we are, it's a coffee shop, no visitors can come, but the people who live here can utilize that coffee shop and they'll still make us coffee or tea or whatever we want. I need it. I'm also thinking about strength in kind of unorthodox ways. Like I've had to build strength in resisting. And one of those things is my media diet. Like I have to be really careful with the type of information that I'm consuming and the entertainment that I'm consuming. We think that a diet just applies to nutrition and what we're eating, but it also applies to literally the words that we're hearing, the energy that we're feeding our bodies. And when I scroll through Facebook, I just become depressed. When I scroll through Reddit, I become depressed. So I'm resisting those applications at the moment. It's really hard, and I'm not that great at it. I'm still looking at them, but I'm conscious of it. I'm toning it down. And I also had this like kind of funny little addiction for Real Housewives on Netflix. And I truly believe that what you watch, the entertainment that you watch, at least it impacts me. Like if I watch like a comedy show, like a stand-up comedian, after I watch that show, I'm gonna think I'm hilarious because I kind of take on the energy of that comedian. How do I explain it? That's why I don't watch scary movies, because I feel like I'm gonna have nightmares. Well, I know I do. I stopped watching scary movies years ago because I realized they were impacting my dreams. So I am resisting Real Housewives. I feel like if I watch it more, I'm just gonna create more drama in my life. That show is all about bitchiness and drama, and I don't want that kind of energy in my life. I don't think it's as black and white as we think it is, where it's just a TV show. I really think that like what I read and what I watch, it kind of like all blends together. So I'm kind of embarrassed to admit this, but I switched shows. I think we all should have some type of entertainment that we watch. There's nothing wrong with watching TV, and I keep reminding myself that like I kind of have this like stigma that's like, you shouldn't watch TV, TV is bad. I don't think that's the case. I think it just depends on what you're watching. So I actually found a new show yesterday, and I'm really excited about it. You could tell by my voice. It's so cheesy, and it's literally from the Hallmark Channel, so that says a lot. It's called Good Witch. And I love it because it's about a woman that's like basically a witch, and she helps her little town. She lives in a little town. She's got a daughter that's a writer, so I relate to it on a lot of levels. And this New York doctor comes in, and the whole town talks about him. And I know it's very corny and cheesy, but I am so excited to switch from Real Housewives to this show, because as you know, as if you've seen my videos, like if you're into things like oracle cards and manifesting and magic, like this is the perfect show. Like it's wholesome. There's not a lot of negativity, so I just really like the energy that I get from it. And I really resonate with this woman. I kind of like want to be like this woman. So it's the perfect show. I'm also going into this week resisting coffee. I'm very dependent on caffeine right now. I'm finding that I have my coffee in the morning and then I crash in the afternoon. And I keep saying like, I'm just tired, I'm just tired, I'm just tired. And the coffee might be the reason for that. And I read this article yesterday about how caffeine does impact your energy levels throughout the day. And I've always known that. And I have cut out coffee in my life before. It's a really hard addiction to break. So I'm just taking a break to see how I feel this week, to see if my energy levels go up throughout the day. So that is how I'm finding strength, by resisting and finding kind of replacements. So my Real Housewives, I replaced it with Good Witch, something that's good. And with coffee, I'm replacing it with some good old tea. And just finding gratitude during this lockdown, that's how I find strength. I'm going to do a reading now for this week from the Sacred Traveler Oracle card deck. So here we go. I've already shuffled, so let's see what we get. Grounding. Go deep, explore your roots. Being in lockdown, I think this is going to be an incredible time to go within. I am obsessed with this picture as well. Look how beautiful that is. Like that, that's what I want right now, is to be outside by a river reading a good book. Isn't that heaven? Okay, let's find out what this all means. Card meaning: take time to ground yourself in what is truly essential. Remember what's important in life and let go of everything else. Let go of the busyness and the frenetic pace of life. Be present in the moment. Release the flurry of worry about the future or the rehashing of the past. This is a time to engage and reflect. It might be worth taking a second look at something you previously passed over. Things may not always be as they seem. Look deeper into the situations and relationships in your life. Explore your roots. Something that seems closed may, in fact, be just ready to open. If you go beneath the surface, you may find hidden gems of truth, light, or abundance. The sacred traveler wants you to know, sometimes the voyage is fraught with the activity of so many places to go and things to do that personal energy gets scattered. It's during those times that the sacred traveler needs to ground their energy. Grounding can be simply a matter of leaning against a tree and imagining yourself reaching into the roots and up to the branches. You're like the ancient oak with its roots deep in the earth. You are noble, valiant, and strong. Oh man, it's hard not to get a lump in my throat when I think about that, because I literally had a conversation yesterday about how, as hard as this lockdown is, I'm actually kind of grateful for it, because oftentimes I feel like I'm running faster than my feet can move, and I felt like I was just like go, 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 go all the time, all these plans and obligations, things to do, places to be. I had this weekly schedule and I wasn't really taking the time to just relax and to breathe and be. And yesterday, this last weekend, it was like the first weekend we didn't really have any plans, and I laid in the bed a few times and I felt guilty because I was like, I'm being lazy. But this reminds me, we need to do this. We have to do this regularly, even when we're not on lockdown. I'm grateful for this lockdown because it kind of forces me to go into this stillness. I think we all need it. I think the entire world needs it. This is a great card to have right now. I feel like I keep pulling the perfect cards for each week, and here we are going into lockdown. Gotta be strong, and now we're in the thick of it and we need to ground ourselves. So I am not going to feel guilty for relaxing. I'm not going to feel guilty for taking this time to either do nothing or to sit and watch Good Witch. Just do what you want to do. I mean, really, at the end of the day, that's what we all need to do. Just do what makes you happy, do what makes you feel good, and you're not doing anything wrong. Let's relax this week. That's what I'm going to focus on this week, is relaxing, and I'm going to live in the moment. It's a really easy time for our minds to swirl and to think about the future and where are we going to be, what are we going to do. We have no idea. Literally no one in the world knows. It's also a big time for us to be looking back into the past, and while that can be beneficial at times, sometimes I feel like it's damaging to me, because then I literally ache and I just want to be back in the past. And that's not healthy. We need to be in the moment. We need to trust that we are in the right place at the right time. And so be in the moment. And right now I'm looking outside and it's quiet and I see blue skies and puffy clouds and it's beautiful. I'm happy. It's good. We're in a good place. And I hope you are too. Look around you, see what's going on in your little bubble, and recognize that it's not all that bad. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay, I promise. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, magical week. Bye-bye.